All right, looks like we're already live. That was faster than I anticipated. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Daniel Barrett. Here, This is a more attractive background. Daniel Barrett here, AdWordsNerds.com as always. And today we are going live. We're going to talk a little. We're going to talk some tech turkey, and we're going to talk about lead generation ads. So lead generation ads just went live inside Google, what used to be called Google AdWords and is now called Google Ads. And everybody's pretty excited about this because it's a pretty new format for Google. This is sort of similar if you've seen in Facebook, the lead form ads in Facebook where you've got the kind of form there and they don't have to click onto a landing page. They can just type their information straight into the ad. And in many cases, Facebook or Google is going to pre-fill their information already in the form. All they got to do is click a button and submit a lead. That's pretty cool, right? So what does this mean for motivated seller lead generation? What does this mean for real estate investors? Well, first of all, let's just cover what these ads are and what they aren't. And then we'll talk about some of the kind of the potential benefits of them and some of the potential kind of drawbacks of them. All right, so let's look at, let's flip over here. This is a good example, and let me kind of blow this up a little bit so you can see this a little bit bigger. This is a good example. Oh, how do I make this bigger? This is a good example here right in the middle of, let me see if I can make this image a little bit bigger. How do I make this bigger? Here we go. All right, here we go. So this is a good example of inside Google Ads, the kind of format that they're going to be using in order to create. Now, inside your Google Ads campaign, you're going to do these within extensions. And I should say, before we get all the way into this is in beta, and it seems like it's being slowly rolled out. Right now, all of our clients have access to this. I don't know if you specifically are going to have access to this inside your Google Ads, but you probably will soon. Right? So if you don't have it now, you will soon. You're going to get this inside your extensions area inside Google Ads. And you can see here, you're going to have like some options. You'll have like a download, learn more, get a quote, get an offer is one of the sort of button things here. You can sort of put some additional text in here, and then you're going to create a headline. You're going to put your business name. You're going to have a description. It's all pretty, common sort of, normal stuff. You have an image, an area for an image here. And then you're going to have kind of a form that you can create, you can customize, and they can submit. Now, the cool thing about this is that if their information is entered into Google already, meaning they have a YouTube account, Google account, or whatever, it's going to pre-fill their information into this form. So really all they're going to need to do is just click the button and boom, it's going to send you the information. Bingo, bango, you're done. Now, for real estate investors who are used to trying to get motivated sellers like onto a landing page and fill out this whole form, and there's all this issue about trust and, do they even know what investors do? There's a lot to like about this format, right? It's directly within Google. They don't have to go to a landing page. You don't even need a landing page to run this. So that's all pretty awesome. And my guess is that the cost for these leads will probably be pretty competitive with the cost of any other kind of lead. Now, the thing to keep in mind is you don't pay when someone fills out the form. You pay when someone clicks to open the form. So you're not really paying per lead here. You're paying per click on the form. So there's no guarantee that they're going to fill out the form. There are some other kind of limitations to this that you really got to be aware of. So for one, you can only run this at the campaign level right now. You can't run it at the ad group level. I think for most real estate investors, that's not really going to matter. Two, this is only showing up on mobile devices. So it's only showing up on either an Android or an Apple device, something like that. So you're really going after mobile traffic. Now for investors, mobile traffic for the last year or 2 years or so has usually been the cheaper form of traffic. That's kind of changing. We're sort of in the middle of a period where the cost for mobile traffic is going up. Still, what we see in the AdWords Nerds data and our client data is that mobile traffic tends to convert more often. Much of the time, we will actually run mobile-only campaigns and really focus on that campaign versus the desktop campaign. So it's going to depend on your market, but the fact that this is mobile-only isn't too much of a limitation. I think it is something to keep in mind, because I do often think, and I don't know this for a fact, but I do often think that desktop traffic is maybe, and again, I can't prove this, but maybe more likely to turn into a deal because I don't know, there's just something about the mobile experience that lends itself to kind of like people filling out more forms and people are more distracted. There's more stuff going on. So something about the desktop sort of format tells me that, hey, maybe this person's a little bit older. They're more likely to answer the phone. Again, that's just a gut feeling after having done this for so long, but the fact that this is mobile only isn't a huge deal. One of the other things to really keep in mind, though, is that this information, and I'm still trying to figure this out, but this information is stored inside Google. So you've got to download the lead information. I don't think it's going to email it to you. I could be wrong, but it's going to, let's see what this says here. How to attach a blah, 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 blah. I'm not 100% sure what they do with the lead here, but one of my strong suggestions, and this is specific for real estate investors, if you're a real estate investor, you're going to be running a CRM, right? A client relationship manager, some kind of system that you use to manage your leads and your deals and all this stuff. This is going to have a really hard time getting that data into there. Now, you can set up what's called a webhook integration. Webhook integration is basically this little backend piece of code that can shoot the data where you need it to go. So if you use a tool like Zapier or Integromat, which is what we use at AdWords Nerds to kind of send leads to our client CRMs, you'll be able to set that up. There's a little bit of technical know-how involved. You can also just download a spreadsheet of all your lead information. So one of the things I would always be really, really clear about is how are you sending the lead information from the lead form into whatever system. If you're just checking your email, awesome. If you're using Zapier to put it into an REI Black Book or to put it into an Investor Fuse or something like that, right? That is great, but you need to make sure that that works and that you know how that's all set up. But that's kind of it. I mean, for lead generation forms, these are really interesting. Where's that image I had here? These are a really interesting format. Now, here's where my skepticism comes in, okay? In Facebook, we have had a lead generation format for ads for a pretty long time, right? So that's a well-known ad format. And one of the problems with it, one of the reasons that we never really ran a lot of those forms for our clients was that it generated a lot of leads. And you may be thinking like, I want to generate a lot of leads. That's the whole point. And of course, I totally get it. But part of the problem was within Facebook, and again, within the context of Facebook, those formats generated a lot of noise. Because they autofill the information, they're so easy to submit that people wouldn't even remember that they submitted the form or wouldn't even be aware that they submitted the form. Literally, they're just like clicking all over the place and they like send you their information and they don't even have a house, right? So it was this situation where it generated a lot of leads, but the leads were such low quality that we really were like, actually, we need to make it a little bit harder for this seller to contact the investor because the investor is spending all their time on the phone talking to people who don't have a house to sell. So is that going to be the case within Google? Now, my feeling is that that's probably going to be less the case than it is on Facebook because obviously someone's got to search for you first in order to even see your ad. So because we're targeting based on the action of the potential lead, right? I think the noise to sort of signal ratio is going to be a lot better. But there are other ad formats in Google, like for example, click to call, that tend to generate a lot of like accidental actions. And so I'm still I'm excited about lead generation ads, but I'm not over the moon about them. And I'm not going to like lose my mind about them until I see a lot of data. Now, this is so new. We don't have a lot of data. And anybody that's out there that's saying, hey, this is the brand new thing that's going to be amazing, they don't have a lot of data either. This is one of those things where a lot of people are going to talk about it and pitch services based on it and all this stuff because it's new and exciting, but no one really knows how this does in terms of generating deals at a profit. And as always, if you're a real estate investor marketing online, all you care about is how much money do I need to spend in order to generate a deal, right? It doesn't matter how many clicks, how many leads, all that stuff is just vanity numbers. What matters is deals and how much money you spent to get those deals. So The jury's still out. We're rolling these out for our clients and kind of like, we're going to definitely get into this. You should expect some more videos from me later as we sort of get data on this, but very interesting. If you have a Google Ads account and you're looking for motivated sellers, definitely something I would try out. Oh, the other thing to keep in mind is that this is an ad extension that only appears when you're at the top of the ad positions, right? When you're number one, as far as I can tell, right? You're just at the top. So to get there, remember that you have to bid a significant amount. You've got to be bidding the most in order to get to the top. So you're going to pay a premium to display this ad extension. Now, that could be worth it, but it could not be worth it, right? Just because you got a lead isn't necessarily a good thing if you paid $1,000 to get that lead. So again, jury's out on this, but very interesting. I'm always happy to see Google trying new things. And I'm happy to see what we can do with this for our clients. But as always, let me know if you have any questions. Comment below if you want to talk about this at all. I'm very curious. And then we will get into this as we know more. So as always, this is Danny Barrett from AdWordsNerds.com signing off. By the way, if you ever want to talk about this stuff and you want to figure out how you can work this stuff for you, motivatedsellerleads.com is where you want to be. Schedule a call with my team and we'll help you out. So motivatedsellerleads.com, go there, check it out. As always, Danny Barrett signing off. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.